There's a place on Earth that belongs to no one. Twice a day, the sea rises up and claims the shoreline, and twice a day, it retreats, leaving everything behind to sun, wind, and open air. This is the Intertidal zone, the narrow, brutal scene where ocean meets rock. It looks peaceful right now, but it is not. Here, a shrimp that hits harder for its size than almost anything alive, a starfish that pries open armor with pure patience, and an army of crabs at war over a few square inches of shelter. Welcome to the Intertidal Warzone. The world runs on the moon's clock, not the sun's. Its gravity drags the ocean into a bulge that sweeps around the planet. And as Earth turns through it, sea level here rises and falls roughly twice a day. That is the tide. And for animals living on this rock, it's the difference between being underwater and being stranded in open air for hours. That's why life here is stacked in bands, like rings on a tree. Barnacles stay high and dry, mussels in the middle, and sea anemones low near the Permian water. Every species has calculated exactly how much drowning and how much baking it can survive. Meet the peacock mantis shrimp, an ambush predator built around one devastating weapon, a club-shaped smasher claw folded beneath its head. At full speed, that strike accelerates at roughly 10,000 times the force of gravity, faster than a .22 caliber bullet leaving a gun barrel, from a standing start in under a millisecond. No muscle can contract that fast directly, so the mantis shrimp cheats. It slowly loads up a spring-like structure in its arm, locks it with a latch, then releases all that stored energy at once, like an arrow leaving a drawn bow. The result is a punch delivering over 1,000 newtons of force onto a target smaller than a coin, enough to shatter, shell, crack a crab, or crack aquarium glass. And there's a second hit hiding inside the first. The strike moves so fast it briefly boils the water around it, forming a vapor bubble that collapses an instant later. A second shockwave that can finish the job, even if the claw itself just barely misses. For everything else in this pool, snails, crabs, smaller fish, that's not a warning shot. It's a death sentence delivered in under a millisecond. Not every predator here relies on speed. This is the ochre sea star. No claws, no venom, no burst of speed, just patience and hundreds of tiny hydraulic tube feet that grip and release in sequence. Individually, those feet are weak. Together, they generate enough sustained pulling force to do something that sounds impossible. Physically pry open a living mussel's shell. The muscle is strong, but it fatigues. The sea star simply outweights it, sometimes for hours, until the shell gives by a single millimeter. Then, it pushes its own stomach out through the gap and digests the mussel from the inside. It sounds small, but it isn't. In the 1960s, ecologist Robert Payne removed every sea star from one stretch of Washington coastline and left another untouched. Where the sea stars vanished, mussels multiplied unchecked and crowded out nearly everything else, cutting local diversity roughly in half. Where sea stars stayed, they kept the mussels in check, and the whole shoreline stayed diverse. That experiment gave us the idea of a keystone species, one animal whose presence holds an entire ecosystem together. Remove it, and everything collapses. In about 6 hours, the water will retreat again, and every one of these animals will face the exact same gauntlet. Drowning, then baking, ambush, then siege, war, then truce. It's easy to overlook a place this shallow and small, but few environments demand more from the animals that call it home, and few reward the endurance with fiercer, faster, more inventive survivors. This is the intertidal zone. The tide always returns, and so do they.